Hello everybody, welcome back to another tutorial, and today we're going to be learning how to make another command handler. Gametest is mainly used for custom commands, and that's why I'm going to make a third variation. First variation was very manual, very hard to read. Second variation was really easy to read, but just looked weird in my opinion. This last variation, this is going to be the last one I'm going to make, unless, one of my friends, Moses, not finds, but makes his, and I'll probably make a video on that. But this is going to be the last variation, and it's going to work pretty much exactly like the last one, but just looks a lot better, a lot easier to understand, and I'll try and explain it a little more. If you look down here, there's some things that I have already. First things first, the interfaces. Last time I used types, but the reason I'm using interfaces this time is so that way you can extend them. The reason I have two instead of one is for a reason you'll see it later in the video. I also have the same message player function because I just like using it. And so let's get into it. Last tutorial we learned how to make a class and have it encompass something. So now I'm going to start using classes in most of my new videos. So today we're going to make a class. This class is just going to be called command. And so to make a command, instead of doing like all commands dot push and then command info here, we're just going to do new command, and that would create a new command. Looks a lot cleaner, a lot better. Yeah, the way it's gonna work. Alright. Static registered commands is going to be of type command data array, and by default it's going to be an array. What this means, static just means it's a part of the command class but not a part of a new instance of command class. So to access it, instead of doing new command and then dot registered commands, you can see nothing pops up, you just do command dot registered commands. Reason it's so good is so that way you don't have to push into a new variable. It's right in the command class. Really, really simple to look at. So how are you going to make it to where whenever you do a new command, you can pull the info here? Well, we're going to add a constructor. Whenever you make a constructor, you can just put all of your info here, new command. Most of you guys should know this. What we're going to do is we're going to input two parameters. Register info, which is going to be a type command info, and callback, which will be a type, it's just going to be this. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste it. Boom. And so what you would do now is, instead of having the callback as one of the information, of one of the parts of information, and here name test. Nope. Just gonna do. No, I don't want anything. Just name. Just a name test. And then pass these curly braces, comma, and this is where you put the callback. So new command. The first part here is the information about the command. This next part is what happens whenever you run the command. I'm just going to go ahead and console.warn data.player.name. So whenever we run the command, it should warn our name. And this is how it's going to work. So let's make it work. In the constructor, we're going to do it just like last time, where we just push all the this. I can't do this because whenever you make a constructor, this is considered the new instance, but we're not looking for the instance of the command, we're looking for the class command. So command.registerCommands.push. Also, I'm just going to make this read only, because why not? Whenever you push something, it doesn't mess with the read only at all. It's looking for an array of command data. As you can see, the command data extends command info, so it's looking for everything from the command info plus the callback. So we're just gonna push register info dot. No, wait. Yeah, name is going to be register info dot name. Aliases is going to be register info dot aliases. Admin is going to be register info dot admin. I'm also just going to make sure if the value of admin is positive, it's going to be true, or if it's negative, it's going to be false. So if you put something in like null, it's going to come out as false. And then we can just put callback here. Oh, I need a comma. Yeah, you can just put callback here. Instead of having to do just callback, if they are the same thing, you can just put that one thing. So now, when they're registering this command, it's going to push the name of test, aliases of null, because there's none, or undefined. Admin is false instead of undefined. And then it's also going to push the callback. And so that's all the information of making a new command. I'm just going to go ahead and just export the class. So finally, let's do the logic, which is going to be the hardest part. I'm just going to go ahead and have a nice clear spacer. World.events.beforechat.subscribe. Once again, all this code gets called every single time you chat. We have the config here, as we remember from, I forgot which video it was, but I think it was episode 8 or 9, I forgot. Yeah, command prefix, which is question mark, admin tag, which is that. So, also, yeah, we imported config already. You will have to do that. If data.message.starts with config.command prefix. Make sure that you import config from the correct place. If you look here, my file is in a folder, so you have to do ... to go from this folder to the source, and then the config, which is right here. Make sure you export the config, make sure everything works just perfectly. So, if the message starts with the config, first things first, data.cancel is true, so that way the command won't be broadcast to everybody. And let's declare some variables that declare every single time. Data.message config.command prefix.length to lowercase split /x plus /g const command equals args.shift. Now the logic should be similar, if not almost exactly the same as the last time. So const command data equals command dot register commands dot find where command dot name is equal to command, or command dot aliases dot includes command data. Wait, also I'm gonna do a couple things here. Dot to lowercase. And so whenever you register the name, it's always gonna be in lowercase. And I'm gonna do the same things with aliases, but we're gonna map it since it's an array. Whenever you map an array, it just turns all items of that array into this new array. So it turns all aliases into lowercase. Command register commands, remember it's an array, and we're just trying to find the command that you did. Either command name is equal to this command, or command.aliases not includes, not command data, but command. If you look at the find method here, returns the first value of first element in the array where predicate is true and undefined otherwise. So if no command was found, then it must be an invalid command that you wrote. So if not command data, so if it's undefined, then we're just going to return, which stops anything past it from running. The message player being data.sender, and the message, I need to go over here, copy and paste the color code to make it have a nice color. C, invalid command. Now, actually, wait a minute, I forgot. Question mark here. You want to put this question mark here. Whenever you put a question mark past a property, that just means if the property does not exist, then it's not going to return an error. So if the command has no aliases, then it's not going to error, because we have the question mark here, meaning that we know that it could error. So we're going to do the same thing over here, not same thing, but we're going to test if it's an admin command and if you're not admin. So if command data dot admin and data dot sender dot hashtag config that admin tag, remember it's in the config, it's right here. No, wait, this is the config right here. Actually not. So if it is an admin, wait, I'm blanking now, sorry. If the command is an admin command and you do not have the tag of admin tag, it's going to error again, or it's just going to message data.sender, which is the player, you do not have permission to run that command. Oh yeah, one last thing. If you're ever having an error while writing a, quotation mark, these things right here, then in this message part of the message player, just do message dot replace all of these with // those. And now you should be able to write quotation marks freely. Now finally, if there's a command and you have permission to run the command, we're going to go do the command data dot callback. It wants the player in the args. So we could just do player args. Cannot find player, did you mean player? Oh no, it's subtype player, so data.sender and just args. Player data.sender and just args. Yep, perfect. The reason you don't have to do args, so args is the same reason you don't have to do callback. If they are the same name, you can just put it and it'll count it. And yeah, that should work. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this command. Make sure I have the class command exported. So now, in the main, I'm going to go ahead and import command from command handler and just make a new command in the main. And so this should work. Fully automatic, just works. So if I do /reload to reload all script files, cannot read property map of undefined. Yeah, I forgot right here. Aliases, once again put a question mark here since aliases is maybe. See that question mark? It means you do not have to add it, and so if you don't, put a question mark. Slash reload. Now we have no error. If I were to do question mark in chat, invalid command, no command to be ran. If I just do whatever, once again, it's invalid since there's no register command like that. Meanwhile, if I were to do question mark test, then it warns my name. Now, if I were to go to this same thing here and say admin true, meaning it's an admin command, slash tag this remove admin, slash reload, and try test again, it's going to say you do not have permission to run that command. But if I add admin again, and I try it again, then it works just flawlessly. You can change the admin tag in the config, so I can just make it whatever. Slash reload, and if I try test again, don't have permission, because I have to add whatever this is. Since that's the new admin tag, then now it works. Similar thing with command prefix, I'm just going to have 2 exclamation marks. Slash reload, so I can now do whatever with the question mark. But to run a command, I just have to do 2 exclamation marks, test, and it works. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to make a more advanced version of command handler. Very similar to the last command handler we made, but just looks a lot better whenever making a new command. Yep, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and see ya.